in the depths of hidden files, trapped inside the secret circuits, unraveling through the miles. Oh, truth was masked by golden curtains. You didn't know, we're shattering the silence. Feel the power, revelations on the rise. From the shadows, light emerges, breaking through the veils of dark. 0 points in gravity converge, yeah. Guiding voices, revelations start. Ancient whispers call, they're begging us to open our eyes. We stand tall, defying all their lies. Even in now, we're shattering the silence. Feel the power, revelations on the rise. Forbidden knowledge we dare to see, unveiling secrets, setting minds free. In this epic, we play our part with fierce hearts. You didn't know, we're shattering the silence. Feel the power, revelations on the rise.
Majestic moments in cosmic flight, holding on to the stars of starlight. There's a light within the dark waves, guided by echoes of ancient ways. Unify our reflection, with every beat there's a connection. Feel the pulse, divine sensation. Everyone feels the goodness of our invitation.
In base lab alone with my mind. Stable theories they all refuse to find. I've been working on energy for a brand new day, but even in the crowd I'm still a castaway. Alienated from the A's of added nature in disguise. Ideas ahead of time dismissed with narrow eyes. Benefactor boy, dreaming about the world you can't deploy. Changing the system, but treated like a toy. Ideas misunderstood, but brilliance is his boy. Benefactor boy, can't you hear his voice? Talking about 0 points and points lost on them. Counting structures crumbling from the same old stem. They laugh like I'm crazy, but I see it all so clear. Exploited vapor under injustice burning ears. Fighting for a change in this wasteland of noise. But they call me foolish, rising shed boys.
Alright, welcome, and welcome back to the Red Pill series, everybody. I'm your host, the Benefactor, and here on the Red Pill series, I dissect forbidden knowledge for you. Knowledge that capitalism doesn't want me to disseminate. So, we have a big problem in this country. Been talking about multiple aspects of it for a long time. But tonight, I'm going to talk about the hedonist aspect, or what I like to call the fuck it phenomenon. You see, 45% of parents in this country with kids under 18 are going into debt just to hit Disney up. 45 fucking percent. That's almost half of all households maxing out credit cards, loans, and family savings, all for the sake of Mickey. And honestly, I get it. Deep down, people know something is off. Something's cracking in the system. And what do humans do when the floor starts to tilt beneath them? Well, some panic and others like to party.
Like Disney adults, how much they paid for their Disney vacation?
About $35,000.
$35,000, wow.
I'm in credit card debt, but I still have my Disney pass, me in a Mickey shirt right now.
Here's what a day at Disney cost me for a family of 5.
Okay, so today we're finally making an entire dedicated video towards this topic. We've touched on this many times.
This channel, this video is brought to you by Zach Rios' channel. So if you're interested in more videos like this, check out Zach Rios. That's ZACRIOS.
Times throughout my channel, but we're going to you just jump right.
Street Journal, a typical 4-day family trip to Disney World costs you $4,266, up $3,000 from 5 years ago. In 2024, there was a survey done of 2,000.
Let me just emphasize that. The budget, to stay with a budget at a Disney hotel, it cost a family of 4. A typical 4-day visit with a stay at a budget Disney hotel cost $4,266 in 2024. But just 5 years earlier, it was $3,230. Nearly 80% of the increase, it says, comes from newly charged services that were once complimentary. Remember, on your way to the Disneyland park, that bus ride that used to be complimentary? Well, your grandpa's gonna have to pay for it unless he wants to haul his backed ass up the fucking, mile-and-a-half trek to the park from the parking lot? So it's just something that you have to include in your budget now.
$3,000 from 5 years ago.
Fucking
in 2024,
ridiculous.
There was a
The
survey
inflation
done of
rate
2,000
of
people
prices
where
for the parks
45% of the
are
people that went on
ridiculous.
Disney vacation went in debt to do it. You think Disney's revenue must be going up, right? Wrong. People inside the Walt Disney Company have admitted.
No, who can afford that? Only a small minority of the population. And as we've seen statistically, 45% of those people are actually going into debt, right? Meaning 55% are the ones who can afford it. But the parks are relatively empty. They're not really making any money.
The experience
That's why they have to up the charges, because they're empty. Nobody can afford to go to the parks anymore.
become more unaffordable to go to Disney World, with executives also concerned about the lack of revenue coming from the park. See, the biggest thing we lost was Fast Pass no longer being free. People got to pay for Lightning Lane. There's so many...
Yes. So, my brother's disabled, and we used to be able to get a Fast Pass for free with him included because he's disabled. Not anymore. It cost money for the Fast Pass, and this guy's talking about, like, multiple tiers of passes now. And that's another trick they'll play. Oh, get the Elite package, or the Professional package, or the Adventurers package.
Different Lightning Lanes, Genie Plus, whatever, now that the most expensive one is...
At the end of the day, they have marginal differences with maybe, you know, like $25 worth of free merch, you know, that you can claim at the end of the day or whatever at the shop. It's ridiculous. It's a scam.
Over $400. Even the little things too, like losing Magical Express that used to be a free trip and now it costs you money to get to and from the airport. People spending money on this. People have spent less money at like table service restaurants and stuff like that. So Disney has now put out kind of a statement here saying that they offer all these deals to people because they know how much a Disney vacation means to people. Insane.
Oh, yeah, you really care about the people who are struggling to pay for your services. You don't care about anything but the profits. Otherwise, you would do everything in your power to make sure that this experience was affordable for the average consumer who can't afford to have an unexpected expense of $400 right now. Most of us, the majority of Americans, right? If we had a $400 unexpected expense, like a hospital visit or something, anything more than $400 most of us are going to go bankrupt or in debt to some kind or have to borrow the money. If we don't have $400 to spend on an emergency, what the fuck makes you think we're going to be able to spend, $4,200 on a family of 4 vacation to Disney? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. So, history has a way of repeating itself, as we've discussed many times on the show. And it is subtle sometimes. Sociologists call this stage pre-collapse hedonism. I like to call it the fuck it phenomenon. You see, when people sense the system is wobbling, the nervous system triggers this weird cocktail of panic and pleasure. Part fight or flight, part YOLO. Humans respond by indulging, sometimes recklessly, sometimes extravagantly, sometimes both at the same time. Let's take a look at the late Roman Empire. Inflation was insane. Taxes were suffocating for the everyday person. And soldiers were basically your neighborhood mafia. Yet, the Colosseums were always packed. Gladiators swinging swords, senators sipping wine, crowds cheering while the economy crumbled around them. People knew the empire was slowly rotting. But hey, why not enjoy the spectacle? A little indulgence never killed anybody, right? Well, except maybe a gladiator or two. Humor aside, Rome proved one thing. If society is collapsing, humans will spend every spare coin on entertainment, even if it's your last denarius. So let's now fast forward to the late 1700 France. Aristocrats throwing balls with enough champagne to float the Titanic. Meanwhile, peasants are almost literally eating dirt, or something comparably inedible. Does this sound familiar? The rich partied like there was no tomorrow, but because in their minds, the system might not survive tomorrow. This is what we call decadent resignation. You see, you can sense the breakdown, and your only sane reaction is champagne and lots of it. Fun fact, Marie Antoinette didn't actually say let them eat cake, but we can almost assuredly assume that she did probably think it. Now let's look at the 1920s, where there was debt-fueled consumerism. It was a jazz-aged party. It was a age filled with jazz and parties, speakeasies, bootleg booze. People were basically binge living while the apocalypse was on layaway. Stocks soared, and then, boom, the Great Depression hit. The moral of the story is, you can dance while the floor collapses, but eventually gravity always wins. Credit card companies would have loved the 1920s. Just imagine the interest alone. And yet, even in the late Soviet Union, people were finding ways to indulge. Life was tough. Faith in the system was thin. But citizens spent savings on imported vacuum cleaners, trips to Chimeria, little luxuries that said, I may be powerless in this economy, but at least I have a damn toaster. Humans find a way to live, even when the system fails. We panic, but then we shop. And now we're here, where 45% of parents are taking on debt just to go to Disneyland. You see it in credit card statements, vacation photos, TikTok brag reels. People are saying, fuck the future, I want churros. I want roller coasters, I want memories. Who cares about debt and stability? They are irrelevant. Hedonism is now a survival strategy in a twisted, psychological way. So why do we do this? Well, it's biology. It's a fight or flight trigger. Dopamine rewards, social signaling, nostalgia feels like better times. When faith in the system erodes, the brain goes, the rules are breaking down, stock up on joy because tomorrow might not exist. Hedonism becomes a survival mechanism for many, and this behavior, while reckless, yes, it is also kind of beautiful, and it's 100% human. Look around. Disney debt, crypto roller coasters, TikTok flexing, influencer lifestyle. People are gambling time, money, sanity, and yes, even their own dignities, all for experience. It's not laziness. It's the subconscious acknowledgement that the system is fragile, but at least I can ride Space Mountain. You can laugh, but we've all been there before. Every empire, every collapse, every economic wobble has the same story of mass human indulgence. So what do we do with this knowledge? Well, we can observe, laugh even, maybe avoid going $10,000 into debt for churros. Or maybe just ride the roller coaster anyways, because humans do strange things when the floor starts to shake. Pre-collapse hedonism isn't just a warning. It's a mirror. And right now, that mirror is showing us exactly who we are when the system goes down. What do we say? Fuck it. I'm living my best life, bitch. If you like my content, please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. And maybe share it with somebody who would appreciate it. This has been the Red Pill series. I'm your host, Benefactor. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for Lab Coat Gaming right here on BeneficenceTV.
Dreaming about the world begins to boy. Changing the system, but treated like a toy. Ideas misunderstood, but brains is his boy. Benefactor boy, can't you hear his voice? Chasing revolutions in the darkest nights. A dreamer with vision beneath the laughter and noise. A future so bright waiting for the right choice. Benefactor boy, dreaming about the world he can't deploy. Changing the system, but treated like a toy. Ideas misunderstood, but brains is his boy. Benefactor